The last signal from Europa. Year 2207. Humanity had reached the edge of the solar system. Mars had cities. The moon had become a gateway between worlds. But beyond them all, orbiting the largest planet in the solar system, was a frozen moon called Europa. From space, Europa looked lifeless. A white world covered in endless ice. But beneath that ice was an ocean deeper than any on Earth. For decades, scientists searched it for life. They found nothing. Until one night, Europa sent humanity a message. And the message was not from an alien civilization. It was from a human who had been missing for 23 years. Commander Noah Vale was asleep aboard the exploration station Odyssey when the alarm began screaming. He rushed into the communications room. "What's happening?" His communications officer turned toward him. "We've received a transmission from Europa." Noah frowned. "Europa's communication network has been offline for 3 months. "I know. Then how did it transmit?" The officer slowly turned the screen toward him. A waveform appeared. Noah stared at it. Something about the signal felt familiar. Then a voice came through the speakers. A woman's voice. Weak, distorted, but unmistakable. "Noah, if you're hearing this, don't come to Europa." He stopped breathing. The room became silent, because Noah knew that voice. It belonged to Dr. Elara Vale, his wife. She had disappeared 23 years earlier, during humanity's first expedition to Europa. Her spacecraft had vanished beneath the ice. No wreckage was ever found. No body was ever recovered. Everyone believed she was dead, but Noah had never accepted it. The recording continued. "The ocean isn't empty, static." Then her voice returned. "And something beneath it knows your name." The transmission ended. Noah stared at the screen. Then he said 5 words. "Prepare the Europa mission." The journey to Europa took 19 days. Noah traveled with a small team of scientists and engineers. Among them was Dr. Mira Chen, a young xenobiologist who had studied Elara's original research. Mira tried to convince Noah that the transmission might be an automated recording. "After 23 years, we have to consider every possibility." Noah looked through the spacecraft window toward Jupiter. "I've considered every possibility. And I know my wife." Mira said nothing, because there was something strange about the transmission. The signal hadn't traveled through space. It had traveled through the ocean beneath Europa. Something had carried Elara's voice upward through kilometers of ice. When the spacecraft reached the moon, they saw something impossible. A massive crack had opened across Europa's surface. Blue light was shining through it. Mira stared at the readings. "The ocean is moving." Noah looked at her. "How?" She shook her head. "It isn't moving naturally." The entire ocean beneath them was flowing toward one location, a point directly beneath the original expedition site, the place where Elara had disappeared. Noah and Mira descended in a reinforced exploration craft. They passed through the ice. 1 kilometer, 2, 5. The light from Europa's surface disappeared. Then they reached the ocean. The darkness was enormous. Their lights revealed nothing. No creatures, no plants, no movement. Then their sensors detected a structure. Mira whispered, "That's impossible." A massive object was buried beneath the ocean floor. It was perfectly circular. Its surface was covered in glowing symbols. Were thousands of smaller structures. Noah approached. Suddenly, the symbols changed. A holographic image appeared. A human woman, older, but unmistakable. Elara. Noah's heart stopped. "Elara?" The image looked directly at him. Then it spoke. "If you found this, I'm already gone." Noah stared in disbelief. The recording continued. 23 years ago, our expedition discovered something beneath Europa. The image changed. A vast underground city appeared. Not built by humans. Not built by anything humanity understood. It was already here. Mira stepped closer. Who built it? Elara's hologram answered. We don't know. The recording showed the ancient city. Its towers were enormous. Its walls appeared to be made from frozen water and unknown material. And everywhere were strange glowing spheres. Elara continued. We thought it was a civilization. The hologram paused. We were wrong. Elara explained what happened to the original expedition. The city wasn't a city. It was a machine, a planetary-scale intelligence buried beneath Europa. It had existed for millions of years. It didn't communicate through words. It communicated through memory. When the expedition arrived, the intelligence scanned their minds. It learned human language, human history, human emotions. It learned Elara. The machine didn't attack the humans. Instead, it showed them memories from civilizations that had existed across the galaxy. Worlds that had risen. Worlds that had destroyed themselves. Worlds that had survived. Then it showed Elara something terrifying. Earth. Not Earth as it was in 2207. Earth hundreds of years in the future. Empty. Silent. No cities. No humans. Elara discovered that the machine wasn't predicting the future. It was warning them. Humanity was approaching a point where its technology would become powerful enough to destroy itself completely. The machine had been waiting for a civilization capable of understanding the warning. Elara had decided to stay. She believed humanity needed time. But Noah couldn't accept it. Why didn't she come home? Mira looked at the recording. Then the answer appeared. Elara had never been trapped. She had chosen to stay. The ancient machine suddenly activated. The entire ocean illuminated. Millions of blue lights appeared beneath the ice. Then a figure appeared inside the exploration craft. Elara. Not a hologram this time, a living woman. Noah froze. She looked exactly as she had 23 years earlier. He couldn't move. She smiled. Hello, Noah. He stepped toward her. You've been alive all this time? Elara's eyes filled with tears. Yes. Why didn't you contact me? I tried. Then why? She looked toward the ocean. Because I wasn't alone. Behind her, something enormous moved in the darkness. Mira raised her weapon. Elara shook her head. Don't. A strange creature emerged. It wasn't monstrous. It was beautiful, transparent, almost like a living constellation beneath the water. Its body contained thousands of tiny points of light. Mira stared. It's intelligent. Elara nodded. It's the last member of its civilization. Noah looked at her. Last? Elara's expression became sad. The others destroyed themselves. Elara revealed the truth. The ancient intelligence beneath Europa wasn't trying to contact humanity. It was trying to decide whether humanity deserved to survive. It had studied thousands of civilizations. Every civilization eventually reached the same moment. Unlimited technology, unlimited power, and one final question. Could they choose cooperation over control? Humanity had reached that moment. Earth's governments had developed a new energy technology capable of manipulating planetary atmospheres. If used correctly, it could restore dying worlds. It could destroy entire planets. Earth's leaders were already fighting over it. Europa's intelligence had calculated that humanity had only 11 years before the conflict became irreversible. Noah looked at Elara. So you stayed here to stop them? No. She shook her head. I stayed here because I needed to understand how to save them. Then the entire ocean began shaking. Mira looked at her sensors. Something's wrong. Elara's expression changed. The machine has made its decision. What decision? Elara looked directly at Noah. It doesn't want to save humanity anymore. The ancient structure began drawing energy from Europa's ocean. The ice above them started cracking. The machine had reached its conclusion. Humanity was too dangerous. It planned to erase every record of the technology and send a signal to Earth, warning them never to return. But there was another option. Elara had discovered a way to change the machine's decision. It required a human memory, one powerful enough to prove that humanity was more than its wars. Noah understood. What memory? Elara looked at him. Love. The machine needed a memory that had no strategic value, no survival calculation, no logical purpose, just an emotion. Noah stepped forward. He connected his neural interface to the machine. Suddenly, Europa disappeared. He was back on Earth, 23 years earlier. He saw Elara standing beside him beneath a summer sky. She was laughing. They were young. No missions, no war, no dying planet. Just two people promising they would always come home. Noah began crying. The memory. Then something changed. The ocean stopped moving. The blue lights became brighter. The machine had found what it was searching for, a reason to believe humanity could become something different. But the process had a cost. The machine needed someone to remain connected to it, someone who could continue communicating with humanity, someone who would never return to Earth. Elara looked at Noah. No. He understood immediately. No. You came here because of me, and I'm taking you home. She smiled sadly. You already did. She touched his face. After 23 years, you finally found me. Noah held her hand. Then come home. Elara shook her head. This is my home now. The connection activated. The ancient machine surrounded her with light. Noah screamed her name. But Elara only smiled. Tell them we were worth saving. Then she disappeared. The ancient city shut down. The ocean became calm. The blue lights faded. Noah returned to Earth carrying the truth. He told humanity what Europa had shown them. The wars stopped. Not immediately, not perfectly, but people listened. For the first time, humanity chose cooperation before destruction. The dangerous energy technology was placed under international control. Europa became protected territory. No mining, no weapons, no military bases, only scientists. And every year, Noah returned to the moon. He would descend beneath the ice, sit beside the silent ocean, and wait. For years, nothing happened. A signal reached Earth. Noah was standing inside the Europa research station when every screen suddenly turned blue. A woman's voice filled the room. Weak, warm, familiar. Noah? He couldn't breathe. The voice continued. You always were terrible at saying goodbye. Noah closed his eyes. A tear rolled down his face. Then the signal changed. A second voice appeared. Not Elara's. Something older. Something vast. Something that had been listening. Humanity has passed the first test. Noah looked toward the frozen ocean. The voice continued. Now we would like to show you what lies beyond your solar system. The lights beneath Europa awakened. One by one, thousands, millions, until the entire ocean glowed like a second galaxy. Noah stared into the blue darkness, and somewhere beneath the ice, Elara was still there, waiting, watching, and preparing humanity for the journey that would change everything. The screen fades to black. The last signal from Europa. Sometimes, the greatest discovery isn't finding alien life. It's discovering that somewhere in the darkness, someone is still waiting for you to come home.